What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Gym Floor. Really interesting one today. Jason and I talk about the state of the industry, the introduction of Threads as a social media platform and what effect that might have on fitness culture, who it exposes and who it might be good for, and then what to look for in a high-quality mentor or advisor or course or anything. Let us know, as always, if you enjoy the episode, and just before you jump in, if you listened to us before, make sure you open the app, hit subscribe, whatever platform you're on. Makes a really big difference to us to get these episodes out to people, and we really appreciate it. And if you want a screenshot and put on your stories, we'll also shout you out. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the episode. We haven't done a good bants on Learn for a while.
Yeah, it's been like
second.
Save it for fit.
Didn't we have?
Kind
I feel like the Bants was equally as good. But, yeah.
Last week it was, yeah.
It was pretty good.
We forgot about the topic.
Did you know, fuck man, we talk shit for like 45 minutes on the Fit podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it's supposed to be, isn't it?
Well, that's a fucking record. I was like, when are we going to start talking about
Never.
the thing?
Never.
I was impressed.
Tune in next week for Ben and Jason catching up about things.
But it was like a 45 minutes of like stuff that you could just listen to. Like it wasn't like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
We hope.
yeah,
Let us know.
Get to the fucking point.
Look, all the feedback has been positive, but
Sure
I don't think
has.
anyone's going to message us and be like, can you go back to the old way?
Can you start talking about things earlier?
Yeah, because people don't tell you what they think.
Right.
They don't think what they feel, and they don't do what they say, and all those things I said last week.
Tell people how to think. It's probably why we get into a lot of hostile situations.
Yes. Yep.
Just let it boil to a point, and then whatever
You know
happens.
what? You're a fuckhead. Just kidding. Just kidding.
So what do you think of Threads?
I think it's cool. I like the idea of going back to reading content.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of that, of moving away from just this like fucking oversaturation of just like flashy cuts and fucking highlighted text and screaming the message as fast as you can. I think it's good. I think it's dare I say it, I think it'll be a medium for people who value, how do I put this nicely? I think it's going to be a medium for intelligent people.
You don't, you just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a medium for more intelligent people.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to see the ones that aren't, like what's your favorite fucking coffee today?
Tell me your coffee order.
Yeah. Or
what
like,
was the other one?
What was it, Tam? What was the other one that was killing you?
I saw the
Where do I start?
the 10-year the 10-year before and after.
Was it
photo
like where were
came
you
up the
born
other
or
day.
some shit? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's just, I don't
what-
need. Yeah.
how do you have your coffee? What year were you born?
Yeah. Just.
And it's like
Yeah,
before and after of you when you were a fucking kid.
Yeah. I think you'll see the divide of like,
Quality.
people moving back to like fucking MSN. And then like intelligent people talking about intelligent shit.
Yeah.
Like just speaking your thoughts and concepts and shit like that.
Yeah,
So I think it'll be good for
then
that.
versus now, I'll start
Yeah.
primary school picture with now picture.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Sure,
being
man.
an adult.
Yeah.
You know what? I have a fucking beef with people who do that for before and afters.
Me too.
It's like, here's my prepubescent
this is what
self.
I looked like when I was 15.
It's like, you just got to be dedicated, man. It's like, you didn't have to lift a fucking thing, and you still could have done it before and after, where it's like, fuck, man, you got pretty big.
Yeah. They say it's genetics. It's like, yeah.
It's like,
you
here I am
never
at
trained
14.
and you were 12.
I can't stand it. Even
Yeah.
like, we've been training for a long time. I never put like a picture of when we're in our like not like 19s, 20s or something. It's like, it's always kind of, relative.
The last 12 months.
Yeah, or like even like 5 years is good. Like,
Yeah.
so you can kind of see.
As an adult.
Yeah. Fuck, man. It kills me. They say it's genetics. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the one that gets
Yeah,
me. It's like
yeah.
they say it's genetics, and then they're like some like montage of them training really hard. I'm like, look, credit to you for doing the work,
Of course.
but
100%.
like,
Yeah, but just put it before and after up that's like a little bit more,
yeah.
kind of
Show me-
relevant to the time frame.
Show me your first 6 months
Yeah.
from when you started training,
Yeah.
and then show
The
post
last couple of years or
6
something.
months
Yeah,
after that, because it's like that is the determining factor, not like what you looked like when you treated your body like absolute shit.
Yeah, or you just never knew what lifting weights was.
Yeah. Anyway, So I've actually been like playing. We were just talking about like more engagement in social media and being able to talk to people a little bit more.
Get naked.
Yeah. So Instagram, I was already thinking like, should comment on more stuff, should engage a little bit more. Because you can't expect comments if you don't comment, etc., etc. And I just was like, scrolling and I was fucking trying, bro. I was like, I'm here purposely to comment on people's stuff.
Who are worthy.
I just couldn't
it's
find anything. It was just like another mirror selfie, another booty pic, and especially like because I coach girls.
Yeah.
So much of my feed is girls. So it's like
what
does
your wife say about that?
No, she doesn't care.
I feel like other people will be like, what are these women doing on your feed, bro?
Yeah. Mads has been posting like this. It's a great shot of us hugging straight after her deadlift.
Yeah.
And it looks very affectionate. And I just want to put underneath it like, my wife took this photo. Like, it's okay.
I know,
guys.
But also,
fuck
like,
it, older people.
It's a very if you know powerlifting, you know that photo though.
Yeah.
I know older people are like, this dude always puts up like women on his story.
Yeah. I was at the first time I went to nationals. Actually, there was a guy that he messaged me. He's just like, "What even is your life?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "All you post is just jacked, attractive women."
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do you do? And I was like, I just coach people, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like that once they're clients, it's like they don't even.
Yeah,
that does not
it's
exist.
all objective.
Yeah. So yeah, trying to go through and actually find stuff to comment on, and like, coming in as a guy, it's like, there's no way that there's 0% that I don't come off creepy here.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to not comment on that. And it was so hard to actually find anything to engage with.
Yeah.
But Threads, the whole point is to comment. And it's text, not pictures. So the friction to actually engage with other people is way reduced.
Right.
So I wonder if that will encourage more conversation on Instagram as well. Or it'll just stay a Threads thing.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes... Like, Threads is Twitter. Like, let's be honest.
Don't say that.
Threads, like, that's what makes Twitter work, is the back and forwards, it's the reposts, it's all of that.
Yeah, I still have no idea how it works.
It's pretty much the same as Twitter.
Yeah. I don't even know how Twitter works.
Well,
you just like say a thing and then someone says a thing under it and it's really hard to find.
Yes.
That's all. It's like...
Yeah, I think the Threads experience is a little bit easier, I think.
Yeah.
I'm less confused, but maybe because I use Twitter for a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I look, my Twitter experience was
NFTs, crypto,
biased because I was only on there for NFT shit. And look, not the best content.
Nah.
Not the most insightful people.
Nah.
Not very rewarding. So I basically just got that and I got politics. And I was like, fuck this, man.
Twitter was just the next person trying to go viral.
Love how it's like it's over.
Yeah. It's over.
Or was as in when I was on it briefly as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It was all clout.
I've spoken to Adam, who's a friend of the show, who smashes Twitter and said he's like tried to get fitness stuff going on there and there's just like no fitness culture on there.
Yep.
But Threads might be an opportunity.
Didn't he
to do that?
Shut his count down and start a new one?
Maybe.
I think he did, and he said he surpassed his followers in like
his fitness
2 weeks.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Didn't he have one for his NFT stuff? I don't know.
Yeah.
We have to
redid it on Twitter.
We'll have to confirm.
Yeah, because that's interesting. And then when I first saw Threads, I was like, this is just going to be a platform for me. It's not going to be a thing where I talk about work. I just want to talk about shit that I like.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at it as like, there's a fucking big opportunity here.
Yeah, because you got people from Instagram on it.
Yeah.
So they're going to be interested in the shit that you're interested in, which is work related.
Yeah. So I'm like posting tweets about Albon being top 4, which no one gives a fuck about, and then like motivational stuff, and then Danny Rick, and then you know what I mean? Just like
I think it's a good way to show your personality.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see if it needs like, do I need to do a stack thread so you can like reply to yourself, and so people do that on Twitter, so they'll write a story, tweet replying to their own tweets.
Yeah, right.
So it's like a tweet series. Naval someone, he was like the Alex Hormozy before Hormozy, used to do it a lot. So instead of writing books and stuff, he would just do it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then it plugs into Substack too, and Substack's like what Medium used to be.
Okay.
So you can write your own articles, people can subscribe, you can make it paid or not, that kind of thing. So people use it like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I heard some stories of people actually writing their book live on Twitter.
Yeah, right.
So they would just post a chapter and stuff.
Interesting.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it evolves with a different audience.
Yeah.
I think the Instagram's so visually demanding that, like you said, the people who are used to getting amazing engagement because they look amazing, it's a big,
Yeah, well,
you big shift. Yeah.
really see the
Yeah.
substance of conversation when you can't fucking post your tits. Well, you can.
Yeah.
'cause technically you put
My
pictures.
wife made the comment we saw one, and she was like, if only her brain, maybe, I don't know, if only her content, if only her words were as deep as her cleavage. And I was like,
Not bad.
yeah,
Not bad.
I like that
Yeah,
one.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good for us ugly people over here to talk about it.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that on the drive here. I'm like, fuck, we've like really hammered that we're unattractive and that all the hot people do well. Salty as.
Taken. It's all right. I've let it slide because I'm taken, right?
Yeah, no, I just mean like there's like no bias in there that we're salty about it at all.
Nah.
We clearly are, but that's fine.
I reckon, you know how like only a certain portion of your followers kind of see your content?
Mm.
I reckon it could be an advantageous way to like get more people to see that.
Yeah.
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 I know people are like, there was the debate of like, oh, well, there's a certain type of person that's going to be on Threads, so talking about what you talk about on Instagram is stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know if I subscribe to that because they're linked. Like there's a direct kind of pathway between the two platforms. So it just removes friction because there's going to be people on Threads that just like would never go on Twitter, but because it's from Instagram, there's,
they use
the perceptions that it's better.
Yeah.
And it's easier, to kind of move between them. So then like if you have a YouTube video or if you have, a resource or your website or where it's like, hey, I just posted this, like go check it out.
Yep.
It's really easy to do that. Like you post the thread and it's in the thread and then you just hit the button.
Yeah.
Sometimes like you got to go on a story, then you got to watch the story, then you got to hit the thing. It's like,
yeah,
it could be a way of exposing just a percentage of people that don't see it.
I proved myself wrong after yesterday because I think I had I don't know if you've noticed, and I hope you're not upset with me. I've been sharing less stuff to my story. So I've been trying to like screenshot. So even the pod.
Damn you, Ben.
Yeah. Like I've got stuff coming through from Jace. I'm like, fuck, bro, I've already shared 100 things today.
Yeah, I do the same thing to you, to be honest.
I've been trying to like screenshot the cover of the podcast and post a link. Things like that. Put up my own CTAs and stuff a little bit more directly. Because Jess mentioned that when she started sharing all of our stuff, her story reach went down. Because there was, for whatever reason. Because it wasn't original content. So I've been trying to do that as much as possible. And I've been trying to keep it to like 6 stories a day.
Mm.
But like I had a client yesterday tag me in like fucking 5 videos herself.
Yeah, I just tag it in. I just share the lift that I like the most.
Yeah. So, and then yesterday I just did heaps of shit that I wanted to talk about. So I think...
Is that what it is? 6 a day, they reckon?
That was just an arbitrary thing
okay.
for me. I read somewhere that like less is better. If you have too many, they just tap through it. Yeah, well, we do so much shit.
I was going to say, because we have like a lot of people that we're involved with, like you don't want them to feel left out if they send you something.
Yeah.
And it's like...
you want to encourage it.
Yeah, of course you do.
Like,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, sorry, you can only do 5 a day.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Threads at least gives you the opportunity to post... It's the stuff that I would... in the past typed in a story, like a thought that I'd have that'd be like, oh, I'll pump that in my story and put it out. Now I just put it in Threads, and then if I just pick my favorite one for the day and share it to Instagram. So I think that is a cool use at the moment. I've liked yours so far. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm just speaking my mind. It's good.
It's good. It's a really different side, I think, to what most people would see.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to use it for. Just to talk about shit I feel like at the time, and it's like I don't have to make a video, and it doesn't have to be punchy. I can just be real authentic, real like.
Yeah.
Because like even on like when you make content on Instagram, you're making it for people, so it's not really like your true self. Like this is my true self.
Yeah, and that took the words out of my mouth.
This is me.
Threads is short form. This.
Yeah,
you can just be this.
Yeah, if you do this, like I'm even noticing now, like so I've been making the YouTube videos. And I've been trying to script them in a way so they're segmented so I can cut them up for social media. And then I just kind of like have this interlink where I, in the video flow on. So YouTube's real authentic, but I can still cut it up.
Yeah.
But because I've been talking for so long on YouTube, my tone and speed is like this.
Yeah.
And I've even been seeing that like if you cut that up into a reel, even though it's really you and generally like the way you talk, it doesn't do that because you're not talking like this, you're not doing this, blah blah blah. Like you're not fucking like I've been watching people, so I'm like all in on. I'm obsessed with social media at the moment.
Yeah,
you can tell.
Yes, because the content's fucking great.
And I've gone all in on YouTube mainly, but I'm like just when I watch it, I don't even care about the content. I'm watching the person, I'm watching what they look like, the background, the colors, and their behavior. And a lot of people move heaps.
Yeah.
Like they move a lot when they do the video, and I'm like, I'm not that person.
Yeah,
But
so I have a plan for our filming session today to counter that because there's a guy that I watch that I love. Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck do I watch your video, start to finish every single time? But you guys will have to wait till next week to see if you can pick up what it is.
Yeah, so
but it involves that movement concept.
Okay, yeah. So the Threads thing just allows me to be like, I've got a concept, I want to talk about it. I can deliver it, and you can decide what tone you read it in. So if you feel like I'm shouting at you, that's probably because you think I'm shouting at you and you need to take ownership for some shit. And then if you're just like, yeah, man, that's a great thing that you just said, you'll do that too.
Yeah.
So I kind of like it from that perspective as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my.
Have a new favorite. So I haven't had a favorite fitfluencer in a really, really long time. I have one.
Okay.
I finally found someone that I'm like, you are fucking really, really good at what you do.
Is that the dude from the UK?
No. But that's who I was talking about with the movement.
Yeah, he makes great content.
The one that's just like
I don't know his
around.
name, but
he's like,
good.
if you want to get big glutes, just do this.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's great.
Yeah.
So
very good.
I think Sherelle Grant is the best to do it at the moment.
Yep.
Never see an Instagram thing that doesn't hit and then came over to Threads and like fucking nailing it.
Awesome.
Like you are genuinely really fucking good at what you do.
Yeah.
Super impressed with it. So I'm going to try and get her on the pod. So G it up. Say that I said nice things about her if you know who she is.
I've got to talk to you about other pod stuff.
More guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heaps.
Yeah, we just have to commit to this particular one.
Yeah.
But there's some terms and conditions to it. So
okay. Cool.
We won't talk about it on here.
Ooh, sounds like a big name.
No. It's the IV one, but we've got it's a big deal. So we just have to commit to it.
Yeah.
So
I think Sky wants to tan us up too. Do a branded episode with a fake tan.
So Steph is like, what are you working with a tanning business? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then she was like, oh, okay. I was like, I don't know. And then we just left it. So that must have been that. It was you and your story?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was like, are you working with like tanning businesses? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I just left it.
Yeah. So I doing a little bit of mentoring with someone that's running a tanning business.
Yeah.
She started up in
I had no
September.
ideas, obviously. So I was like,
So we just did a workshop thing yesterday.
Yeah, cool.
And I was like,
can you let me know when that is, like 6 weeks in advance, so I can just do my extreme weight loss protocol? So I look shredded.
Yeah.
Because I am not shredded.
And
right
we'll
now.
wear sports coats so we can show our tanned chest off.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Maybe we'll just get the tan and then just do the podcast.
So
I don't know about if no one needs to see the tanning process.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, to make a YouTube video out of it, we'd have to be tanned.
Wear the sock.
Yeah. Invite our wives to apply it or each other, which is weirder.
Nah, I'm all school that shit. Like, I've got a bodybuilding tan. How many times have we gotten a tan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this will be like it's not a stand in a.
I've had men touch my butt cheek with tan.
That was
you.
me.
Touch your toes. That's the worst part of the tan.
Yeah.
When the
And cough. No.
when they actually tell you to touch your toes, like when you're getting the proper tan,
Yeah.
it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
This is not a good view.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're shredded, it probably is.
It's okay. Yeah. I don't know if it ever is, to be honest.
Look, it's not. Yeah.
I'm
Paper G-string.
So before we keep going, I just want to give you guys a little message about our Standout PT program. So Standout PT has been designed for personal trainers who want to sustain a long-term career in fitness, but right now they're sick of chasing clients, they're not making enough time for money, and they're super frustrated with the results that they're getting in their business, and they can't see themselves being here in 3 to 5 years' time. If you want to know more about the Standout PT program, head to stcfitlearning.com, head to programs, and all the details are there, and you can book in your free exploration call where we can have a look and see whether or not that would actually be a suitable program for where your business is at right now. And back to the episode. I'm feeling funny about the industry at the moment.
You're feeling funny?
I'm feeling funny about it.
What's fun? Like
Don't know.
laughable? Like
I'm a bit...
Conflicted?
Disenfranchised is too strong a word, but I'm feeling a bit...
It's a big word for Ben.
Thanks. Sometimes I say smart
Ready.
things.
Ready. Doing the word of the day thing.
Yeah. I just... This whole... I've been thinking about the mentoring thing a lot. And how many people are doing it. And I've come to the conclusion that it's my own bias, and I probably shouldn't put that on other people. But I wrote this down at 4 o'clock this morning.
Because he gets up earlier than everyone, so he's better than you guys.
Yeah, no, I was just fucking awake.
No, it's okay. I woke up at 3 o'clock.
I didn't get the fuck out of bed, that's for sure. So we have a criteria when we talk to people in Standout PT, that the goal of Standout PT is to have a legitimate business. And our measurement for what a legitimate business is that if you could take yourself out and put someone else in, it would all run the same.
Yep.
Obviously, there's influences of personality that go with marketing and blah, 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 blah. Structurally, you should be able to duplicate all of your system structures. Everything should be repeatable, which means everything is documented, which means everything is predictable within your business. If we apply that criteria, we have more business coaches right now than we do fitness business owners.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
It bothers me.
Right. Is that what makes you feel funny?
Yeah. Because it's like it's become the natural progression is to start mentoring other people, which we did. And I'm 100% about it. But we did it. I like the fact that we did it internally and we duplicated ourselves first.
Yeah.
It was like, this is the thing. This is the system that we know works. Come in and we'll help you and we'll perfect it and tweak and stuff over time. But we can create us again.
Yeah.
And we did it and we did it and we did it successfully for 3 years before we went public.
Yeah.
And maybe people argue, it's like, oh, it's not like the best business model, blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's fine. But I've just been thinking, even from my own standpoint, I think because I've been so learn heavy lately, because we've all sort of separated.
Yeah.
I do the learn content and the learn pod and the resources and all that kind of stuff. It's like, I still like coaching people.
Yeah.
I still like fit and I still
I don't like mentoring anyone.
I still like all of that stuff.
Business stuff bores me. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So I think I'm just reframing what learn means to me in my mind.
Yeah, okay. I think we have a tremendous I think we stand out really easily in that market no matter what. So it doesn't matter how many people are in there. Like we're the trainers that we're still coaches, we still run a business.
Yeah.
And we scaled a business to the point where we can run another one and that one at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a little bit to that too. Like I don't know, I just look at people and I'm like, unless someone bought out your business, like you sold it and you moved on or whatever, like if you're telling people how to scale and then that's all you do, but you were a fitness coach, it's like how did you not put yourself in a situation to get other people to run that business and then you do this? I'm like, why doesn't it exist anymore? So I think like that now. And then, we've got the runs on the board, and it's like 10, 12 years of like actually coaching people.
Yeah.
There's something to that, like not just talking about, because to be a good personal trainer, you have to like run this good business and be a good coach. And we have the perfect blend of that. And I don't know how many people out there are the perfect blend of that with the experience and the results.
Yeah.
So I think, like there's definitely things that you learn and stand out and you don't learn and stand out, but that's the way it is. Like, you're going to have to go elsewhere and kind of put everything together. And then the other thing is like other people from other sectors are moving into our industry to help, mentor these people. But I think the problem with that is that they just don't get fitness.
Yeah.
They don't get.
There's two sides to it, right?
Yeah. Well, they don't. It's kind of like when we wanted like when we look for like marketing and we wanted this VA and stuff. It's like they still have to get fitness.
Yeah.
Because the tone, the direction, the language, the all of those things, understanding the culture, like it's a little bit different. If you got a bunch of people that are just working, and we've experienced it, this working like the corporate world and stuff and like other sectors, they just don't hit the nail on the head soon enough. Yeah. And that can be another reason why like it doesn't matter how many people there are, like we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think from a identity standpoint, I had started to think like what we do here, we could take to all small business.
Yeah.
And that's part of like the tanning thing that I'm working with at the moment. It's just out of curiosity. It's like, what happens in a product-based business?
Yeah.
A product-based startup, what are the differences? What works, what doesn't? Which I'm really curious about, and I feel like I can offer value in those spaces. And then in particular, obviously, other service-based small businesses. So I had this sort of idea in my head that's like, long term, I would probably operate as a consultant beyond the fitness industry. I'll never leave it, but do both, if that makes sense. But just lately, I've been sort of looking at the culture of that within fitness at the moment. I'm like, people aren't doing the thing first.
Yeah.
You're not duplicating it. You're not scaling. You're not putting things on automation. You're not like even the mindset coach thing that we always talk about. Like most of them, like mindset / business coaches, shut down their coaching to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if it was running well, why would you close it? It makes no sense to me.
I agree.
So yeah, and then even like as you were saying that, I was thinking like we've taken people in standout from $300 a week to teams of 5.
Yeah.
Like by duplicating themselves first. And when we speak to them, they're like, I'm still a ways off doing what you guys do.
Yeah.
Because they're getting it right with their team first.
Of course.
So, and they want to have like a 7-figure business.
Yeah. And there's always going to be people that are going to try and jump ahead. And, we totally understand that someone's going to at some point get overexcited and steal our shit and, but they'll get found out.
Yeah. Shout out to those people that somehow got hold of our link and signed up with fake bank details.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah, we found you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we know.
Yeah. But like, and that's just the way it works.
And I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, well, everyone's standing on the shoulders of somebody, right?
Yeah.
But they usually get found out.
Yeah. Just pay for it, you dogs.
Pay for it and acknowledge it.
I don't care if you use my shit.
Yeah.
Just fucking pay for it.
Yeah, that's what it's there for, right? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I see where you're coming from. I don't know. I just don't pay attention to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I get flooded with these people and these propositions and stuff. Like I reckon twice a week I get someone proposing that they can help me with my business and whatnot. And but I just don't pay attention to the rest of it. I'm just like,
yeah, I guess that's even that's another step out. Like to me, I've always just ignored those people. I'm like, you're just the fucking grub. Like, go away.
I admire the balls to message somebody just out of the blue after liking 4 of their photos and commenting random shit that makes no sense on them.
Yeah, it's just like you are 100% financially motivated and have no vested interest in my success whatsoever, only your own. And if you end up in my requests, your whatever book you read sucks. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Whoever's teaching you how to do that.
I think for me, it's more the good trainer that does well that's like, well, the next step for me is this.
Yeah, to tell others how to do it.
Yeah, and it's easier to sell that, and it's popular now, and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, I don't know what
the problem. I think the problem is that they can't. There's nothing wrong with doing it, but they just don't have a system for it. There's they haven't actually like got this plug and play model. They're just gonna go, I've been successful, so I'm just gonna try and work out how I got here.
Yeah.
And tell other people how to do it.
Yeah,
I think that's the issue. It's like when you sign up for mentoring, or you should really be getting like a model and a system, and it's like do this, do this, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of people not doing that. They're just like, oh, I'm busy and I'm successful, so come and work with me and I'll show you how to do that.
Yeah,
and I'd argue that a lot of people don't like actually mentor people the way that they actually got to that point too. They're then just going and looking and going, oh, well,
I'll just take someone else's mentoring content and
I'll just make the stuff up now. So you're not actually showing people what you did.
Yeah,
you're finding a bunch of shit that sounds good and then kind of just making a method as you go, and it's like that's probably going to get found out.
Yeah.
We've always battle tested shit before we throw it out, and then sometimes within Standout we throw some things that we're playing with, and we talk to you guys on the podcast about things that we're playing with. But the actual foundation of Standout PT is battle tested. The foundation of the mentorship is battle tested.
Yeah.
And it works. So it works. So it's a product, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna make a product that doesn't work.
Maybe that's the difference. Because like mentoring traditionally isn't a paid thing. Mentoring is you find someone who's ahead of you, who's done all the things that you want to do, and you ask if you can provide value to them somehow. And in return, can I learn from you? That's what traditional mentoring is.
Yeah.
So maybe this question then is just like, where do you need to be to actually be worthy is a weird word, but what's the criteria that's
to
okay?
Provide value for somebody?
Yeah, to guide someone else. And then at what point to guide someone else and then charge for it?
Yeah.
Because we did it for free first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And didn't monetize it until it was successful.
Yeah, I think you have to have that, without being real corny, like that stack of undeniable proof that it works.
Yeah.
Like
Which means
had
doing it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to have that to charge someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we talk about what makes a good offer and shit. Like,
could a case be made that it's not exactly like for like, but could it be compared to face-to-face trainers jumping to online because they think it'll be better and quicker?
Yeah, well, it's the same outcome, right? It's like
It's like the same
I can charge more for business coaching than I can for coaching. Maybe I need less clients then. Maybe it's easier.
Yeah, you can get more online clients than no, you can't.
Well, that's what I think.
Maybe you can.
Yeah.
Some people can, sorry.
Yeah.
But it's like the time. Maybe. You could obviously argue the
it's
case.
arguably a better business model for like time to income return, I would say.
I think one of the... Oh, sorry.
And skill set to return.
Yeah. Yeah. I also think that in Standout, we don't see a lot of people saying that they want to do what we do. They don't. But because what they get to see is all of the options that you can potentially do within your career.
Yeah.
And there's communities of people within fitness that don't get to experience that. So the only logical progression in their mind is get busy, show someone else how to get busy.
Yeah.
Because they don't actually have an opportunity to go, you can build a tier of products. You can have one that's like requires no manpower at all. You can have one that's a little bit. You can have one that's really intensive. You can own a gym. You could, run an online business. You could run a hybrid business. Like there's multiple. I would argue that of all of the business coaches, they didn't get into personal training to mentor other people.
Yeah.
They didn't get into it. They got into it to help people in fitness.
Yeah, and it just so happens that it aligns. Values align.
It aligns. I would argue that they're doing it for money, most of them.
Yeah.
You and I like to help people. Let's kind of throw it out there. Like I've helped a bunch of random people in life in general. Haven't told the world about it because I don't need to.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just do that. It's just like, I see someone who's in need and I think that it's a good thing to do. I'll help them.
Yeah.
You know, Steph's the same. You guys are the same. And it manifests itself into our work. And it's not an accident that you and I train people.
Yeah.
And we mentor. So we're not doing it. You don't mentor people for money.
Yeah.
You don't do this shit for money. Not with personal trainers.
Yeah.
Like if we did this, even in this industry, we would just go and work somewhere else for money.
Yeah.
So I would argue that trainers get into PT and fitness to train people, but they don't know the next step to expand their ceiling of earnings and the ceiling of income potential. And the only natural progression is what they see with other people do, which is easier, which is just show other people what you did. So maybe if more people understood how to make products, multiple services, run a business properly, you may see less of them who come from fitness because they're actually able to make more money and help more people in their main scope of practice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super interesting. And a lot of what we do in this is me figuring things out for myself. But I think the clarity that came to me was I want to make sure that I'm doing the thing and then teaching other people what I've done or am doing.
Yeah.
Not that be the job. I need to go read a book so I can teach people what to do. It's like, I need to go read a book, do it. If it works, then I'll teach you what I did.
Yeah.
But I need a vehicle to test it, and that's coaching, and there's a couple other things that I'm working on at the moment that, give that credibility and give that kind of range.
I think another litmus test of like whether you can mentor or not is when you know, like knowing when to break the rules. Like I know this has been the theme, but you and I break the rules a lot. But we have the rules there and we know them so well that not every situation is going to be textbook. Let's take the script, when the sales call for an example. So we know that script is, it can be quite valuable for people to understand what to talk about, but we know if you live and die by the script, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So we have elements of that script in terms of topics and guide conversations so people can talk about whatever. We don't use it all the time though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't use it religiously. So when you get into mentoring and you're doing it like maybe when you're not ready and someone says, well, what happens in this situation? What happens when you do this? What happens when you do that? Even in standout, like we're like, well, this is when you can break the rules.
Yeah.
This is when you can deviate from the framework that we've set out for you. But until you have this, and this, it would be more advisable just to kind of, follow that particular sequence.
Yeah. I think by definition, a mentor should be able to say,
this is my own experience.
I did this.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas, a teacher...
Yeah, it's just regurgitating
just
information.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And mentoring is... And it's not just like one experience. Like, how many times do we say, oh, this happened when we did this and I worked with this one person and then this other person said this. Like, and that's where... how we had that conversation once where you were like, I don't want to be the old guy in fitness. And I was like, I do.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is going to be the reason why people come to us.
So many runs on the board.
Yeah, because you can't get that without time. And skin in the game.
Yeah.
Like there's no other way to get it.
Yeah.
And we've done, I would argue that we've done 10 to 12 years of good skin in the game. Like I would argue that I probably stayed at Good Life Point Cook for a little bit too long, but my business was always kind of progressing.
Yeah.
I was always kind of evolving and I was getting better. So I would argue that our 10 to 12 years is like really good, really good 10 to 12 years that we can lean on for most of it.
Yeah.
And then personality-wise, like we're not scared to kind of just like tell people what we did well, what didn't work.
Yeah.
And I think those things are going to be a really big strength for us moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. That was a cool chat. So I'm gonna shout out.
Look at me providing value to him on this podcast. The man of wisdom.
Never doubted you.
I doubted myself.
So I'm gonna shout out Sherelle one more time just because I really want to get her on the podcast. She put up.
Don't say it like that.
Hey, we are honest and upfront here.
That's true.
She put up a thread yesterday. How to effectively teach and lead others. Number 1, I do.
Yep.
Number 2, I do with you.
Yep. I love it.
Number 3, you do with me.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, you do.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I was just like, fucking.
It's so good.
Drop the phone.
Steal it.
You win the internet today.
I'm gonna steal it in like 6 months. Like, yesterday was hilarious.
Jordan Peterson's quote.
No, yesterday was hilarious. So I was like Jace Mozzie, and then all of a sudden it just turned into a slide that Alex made.
Yeah.
And I was like, so this is from Alex.
No, it's still Alex. It's
That
still
was
Alex
hilarious.
Mozzie.
I was like, I was throwing it out in my own mind, and then I'm like, hang on a second, I've heard this before.
Yeah.
And then looked it up, and I was like, okay, so this whole bit here is not it.
Yeah.
And I'll just put his bit in, and then I'll just say, this is where I got it from.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you were like, and Ben's quote,
So
know the
good.
rules so well you can break them. I was like, I'll let Jordan Peterson know that it's now mine.
We are always standing on the shoulders of somebody.
Yeah.
It's just like you either don't remember or you've heard it somewhere and it's just embedded in your subconscious.
Yeah.
So good.
But I want to come back to that because I think it's important to the first year trainer that's just training people right now.
Yep.
You have to train.
Yeah.
You have to have guided. You have to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you got to do.
the I do thing is really fucking
It doesn't
important.
matter like what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you've got to have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I love it.
I do with you. Like, there should be. There's times and experiences where even like with powerlifting, I've said to clients like, "I'm learning this stuff. Do you want to do it?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, that sounds fun." That's how I built my power strength clientele.
Yeah. Your face-to-face clients love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are so scared to be like, hey, I'm just figuring this out. They love the fact that you're trying to get better and evolve.
Yeah,
And
I had
they're
a client
using-
sign up this week, and I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna get the old check-in thing, then you get a new one." I'm like, "Oh, I'll just put you on the new one, and then it'll force me to figure it out." And she's like, "Yeah, I'd love to be the guinea pig. Do it."
How easy is it?
And she's like, "Yeah, well, I haven't done it yet." She gets on board today.
It's so easy, bro.
But her response was, "Yeah, use me as a guinea pig. That sounds great."
Mate, they love it. I don't know how many times we'd do a seminar and whatever, and then I'd actually come home Monday and try and apply it. And I'd be like, I just learnt this,
Yeah,
and we're going to figure this out together.
yeah,
It's like, at the end of you're going to train, you're going to work hard, and you're going to do it often, so you're going to get results.
Yeah.
We're just going to work out how effective this is.
yeah,
And they're like, fuck yeah.
yeah,
This is mad.
yeah. So that's really important.
Yeah.
You do with me.
Yeah.
That's you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
But I'm helping basically.
Yeah.
And
I'm good at my job.
yeah,
I have a skill set and a method, and you're going to do what I advise, but we're going to figure it out together, which is coaching.
I think that's when you've stepped into the coaching model.
I agree.
You're now a coach, no longer a trainer, and you're the expert in the room, but it's collaborative.
Yeah.
And I really don't think, while you're coaching somebody, it needs to go outside of that.
Yep.
Then the last one is you do.
Mm.
And that's the idea of like the after photo. And when you stop training with me, you should still be able to go train and get a result.
Yeah.
So breaking what is like such like fucking 4 really sharp points.
Yeah.
When you actually think about it, it's so valuable.
Yeah. We do all that in stand-up.
Yeah.
It's just like the you do with me and the I do with you are kind of like probably switched because we still, because it's concrete. Like,
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, the method's battle tested, but we're still doing stuff with them. Like, hey, you know, let's figure this out.
Yeah, well, that's what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like sometimes we'll do activities and stuff where we're like, we've been doing this for a little bit. It's going really well. We'll teach you guys and figure this out. And
Yeah. Yeah, we even did a Q&A like, hey, do you want to learn this? And everyone was like, yes. And then after 20 minutes, they were like, stop it. My brain hurts.
yeah, this is too much. And then we did a 90-minute workshop and realized we need a 3-hour workshop to do it. But that's the cool part. And they liked it. I would argue they still like that shit.
Yeah, look, we walked away, we were having chats in the DMs and stuff like, we maybe need to go to this, go to that, change this. And I got 3 messages.
Yeah.
That was fucking cool.
Yeah.
I saw this for the first time. It's like, okay, the with me part's really important.
Yeah.
So then, like looking at like, if you're going to go into some kind of leadership advising other trainers, I do with you. Find a fucking struggling PT in your gym. Help them.
Yeah.
Before you actually go out and start charging for it, like show that you can actually do it.
I think you got to have some characteristics to be a leader as well.
Of course.
You got to be fucking dependable, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be really good in certain situations, like the high pressure situations, stressful situations.
Yeah.
That comes with a lot of like I'm still trying to be a better leader.
Yeah, me too.
And we react a lot better now in stressful situations, but we're not perfect.
Yeah.
Like we had a little Barney a couple of months ago and was like, shit, it was stressful. It's like, we don't talk to each other like that. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry. It's like I'm just stressed out.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got to reflect and be like, well, fuck, mate. You just got to be able to deal with that better.
Yeah.
But you also like have to acknowledge that like when you start to mentor and lead people, like you have to be dependable. And we talk about like it's a bit of a blessing, having to show up for other people.
Yeah.
But it's not like that at the start.
Yeah.
It's like there's a huge motivator now for me to do what I need to do because I have so many people who depend on me. But at the start, I was like, oh, fuck, I just like have to do whatever and just trying to do, Ed in the time frame and et cetera. It's just a different mindset that I have now.
Yeah.
And I think that people need to really work on their leadership. Does that say the active leadership?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Take that book home.
So you need to read that, the active leadership. But you just need to, kind of understand the knowledge. You need to be punctual. You can't be late. You have to get back to people. Like you got to go out of your way for some people. There's going to be circumstances that are just like not on the script and stuff, and you might have to go out of your way a little bit more to help someone. Like there's a lot more to it than just like regurgitating whatever you've done from A to B.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Another quick break. I just wanted to jump in and remind you guys about the STC Fit Learning Mentorship. Now, our mentorship's been running since about 2016, where we've developed trainers through their first year of business in personal training and allowed them to leapfrog the first 5 years of mistakes that we made. If you're currently studying, looking to finish in the next month or so, or you're looking for someone to help you out with mentoring and all that kind of stuff, jump on, have a look at the details for the mentorship at stcfitlearning.com. Head to programs and mentorship and all the details are there. And you can come and be an STC Fit coach for an entire year. Includes all of our education and direct mentoring from our head coaches. Back to the episode. Do you know I think the biggest challenge I find with the leadership concept is balancing, I think maybe we've talked about this on the podcast before, but balancing aspiration with relatability. So like yesterday is like, if every day was like yesterday for the rest of my working days, I'll work forever. Yeah. It's fucking the best.
Nice.
Like check-ins, programming, train.
It's because I presented in Standout PT. So you didn't have to do as much.
Rewrote all of our landing pages, so got to like get in and build and fuck with stuff. Had 3 really cool conversations with 3 cool people. Didn't get to present in Standout, so it's maybe not the perfect day. Let's call it 9.8 out of 10. But Jason's
no, but you got to listen to me present.
Jason's present was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It was check-in day, and I wrote some like social content and stuff. Didn't have to do any video editing. So like, if I could do that every day, awesome.
Yeah.
But the last 3 to 4 weeks have actually been really struggling to get going. Like even just the thought of going in my office have been like, like our heater's not working, the fire's on. I'm like, I could just work from my laptop, or I'm just like, it's been a real grind to get and just do the basic shit, let alone extend. So it's like, do you come out and talk about, I went through a little bit of a, I don't know, it wasn't even anything wrong.
Just
it was
lack
just
of flow.
dull. Yeah, it was just other stuff going on in my life, as you know, that I was just like, there's a lot happening, and I just don't have the tunnel vision that I would normally have.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 days in a row, the 6 a.m. alarm, got the 2 hours of undisturbed work, did my morning routine, which is working.
Doing the shit that you have to do.
I had a cup of tea, actually, and I might have opened my journal for 4 minutes.
Cheat code. So it's a journal, man. It's just, it can't take fucking 2 hours.
That's it. So, yeah, and then on the back end of that, like last night, she was like, my wife was like, oh, fuck, you just like, you're yourself again. Because last week she was like, what can I do for you? Like, you just feel not yourself.
You know
like,
what?
I don't know what
we didn't have that. We didn't have the 13th week, bro. Tell me.
Maybe. Yeah.
Sometimes you think
You
it's
gotta
good at the
force it.
time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I've got next week off. So.
it's like a deload.
Yeah.
We're like reactively deloading in life.
You have to proactively deload.
Yeah. That's cool though. And that happens with everybody. And I think that's why I put a post on my threads about my new mentality towards my work life, and it's just not having rules.
Working when
if I feel good to work, like sometimes I'd be like, I think you know how you were like yesterday, like something's changed and I can see it, and I was like, I don't know what it is. I think I had rules when I moved to home where I was like, well, I need to start to work like a normal person.
Yeah.
You know, because we always worked like morning and night. Well,
Yeah.
in fact, we actually worked all the time because it was like morning, night PT.
Yeah.
Had to
And then
work in the
slow
middle of the day, and then
Yeah.
you kind of had some overflow at night time.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, now that I work at home, I have to have this like regimented life where it's like, you know, work between 8 and 4, like be home and present when Steph gets home and we can eat dinner together and blah, 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 blah. Don't work weekends.
Yeah.
And it just like turned me into like an unproductive, it made me not as productive as I would like to be.
Yeah.
And then I just had this conversation with myself and I was like I said the other week, like Steph comes home from a day of work and just goes, I have to work tonight. And then it's like the next night, I have to work tonight. And on the weekend, I have to work on the weekend. Like, and I was like, I fucking can just work whenever I want.
Yeah.
This is not, I don't have to have these rules where 4:30 nothing gets done.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like, fuck it. If I feel like I'm ready to work, I'll work. So Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Like that's what I did all weekend. Just worked. But I had my niece and nephew
during
the week. I did fuck all. And I was like, it's kind of just, you're just like topping up when you're at your best.
I think when you're in, the word is flow. You can call it voodoo.
Flow is everything.
When you're in flow, you have to fucking stay in it.
Yeah, you ride it out.
There's been so many times where like Amy will come in like, oh, how long are you going to be? Like 5 minutes. And then like an hour and a half later, you come out and she's like, hey, I'm like, sorry about that.
Sometimes if I'm in a flow and Steph interrupts it, I'm real short with it.
Yeah.
I don't mean it. I'm just like, this is so valuable. You don't understand what it's like to be in this. Like, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, let the dinner go cold. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I've got it. This has got to happen.
Yeah. It's the quality. It's like that. It's that impact, right? The best quality in the least amount of time.
Yeah.
That's how I am grading my impact to my work. And flow is usually at its highest when that happens. So I need to make sure that that is uninterrupted time, and I try and just ride it out. And then there's times where I'm just like sit at the computer. It's funny because yesterday, is it yesterday Monday? No, Monday. Bro, I did nothing.
Useless.
Oh, you were like, no meeting. And I was like, sweet, I'll, kind of get to the day. I didn't start my day till like 12.
Yeah.
And work till like 6.
Yeah.
But up until 12, I sat at my desk.
Yeah.
And just did a bunch of nothing. Yeah. And I was like,
you should have just gone to play golf.
Yeah. But then I was like, well, it was worth me doing the stuff on the weekend because I had that flow.
Yeah.
And I know the quality was good.
And now it's not here.
And then if I did it in the morning, it would have been shit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the philosophy that I've taken now to, and then that'll evolve to the point where I'll like, Monday I won't do anything and I'll go, I'll train and play golf or whatever because I know that it's just not going to be good time.
Yeah.
That's an evolution though.
Because you can get into a trap too of like, because you telling yourself you shouldn't be working, even when you're in flow, you stop. And you start to make these own weird, like you said, those weird rules of yourself. It's like, it's 5 o'clock. Like I shouldn't be in here anymore.
Yeah.
Like just fucking go on, bro. Go.
Yeah. And I just look at other people that I admire and I'm like, they're more successful than me because they just work when they work.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to it.
Do you find you work in bursts or are you consistent?
No, I don't work all day.
But I mean, even like over a month, I feel like there's windows of time where I'm just like,
it's just
fucking animal.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where it's just like, I don't have it right now.
Yeah. I usually, if I've got a lot of time sensitive stuff, like it'll be jam packed.
Yeah.
And then, the stuff that's like not time sensitive, but you should do, that'll be, just hit and miss. But that stuff's usually more creative.
Yeah.
And that is hard to do when you force it.
Yeah, I think my roles probably has more of that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
the campaign stuff's very creative for the content.
Yeah.
And if you want to put a lot of effort into it, you have to be in the right space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So It's just taking advantage of it. But like, I know people are going to listen to that and be like, well, I can't work all the time. I can't just drop it and work and do whatever. And that's totally fine. Mm-hmm. It's just something that's worked really well for me.
Yeah.
And I just acknowledge that our life, Steph's life and my life, is going to be dedicated to our career.
Yeah.
And us and each other.
Yeah.
Like, we've chosen that our life is us and our jobs.
Yeah.
So why should I have a set schedule?
Weird rules around it.
Yeah, why should I make these rules for myself? Like, I should just work when I feel like it. I've set that up for myself, and I'm just going to ride it until it doesn't work.
I like it. I think if you have more interruptions, like, our life is obviously very favorable to be productive. Like, we've built our lifestyle around it.
Yeah.
You've still got clients and all that kind of stuff. And even like when we have these conversations, I always think of like people like Jess, and even like shout out to Big Max at the Performance Hub that like have young kids and run businesses and stuff. It's just like and again, if you're 19 and you have 40 fucking clients, when the time is available to do the thing, do the thing.
Yeah.
I think Jess said something about that, Voldemort. You got to mention. On her stories or something the other day, either she said it to me or just like posted it on socials in a call, but just that she realized she'd fallen into a trap of like, oh, I have time to do that Wednesday and I'll allocate it.
Yeah.
It's like, do it now. Because you don't know what's going to happen Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know if your client's going to call in sick and you need to move them, and then all of a sudden that's a full day and there's a fucking meeting you forgot about and it just turns into shit. Yeah. So if you have it now, just fucking go. Do the thing.
Yeah, and I've definitely taken that philosophy. Like, my week is so top heavy.
Yeah.
I got asked to play golf on Monday. Someone else wanted to catch up, and I was just like, if it's Monday and Tuesday, I can't commit to anything. Yeah, it's just like, it's so top heavy, dedicated to like my clients and the coaches and you guys. So it's, and I don't know what could happen. Like, my niece and nephew last week was like Wednesday, Thursday.
Yep.
Man, hats off to anyone who's got children, especially between like 5 and 7, because they just like need stimulation all the time.
So I saw a reel the other day that I didn't send to you, actually. I forgot.
Yeah.
I was going to.
And if you're not battle tested, because I'm not, what's hard work?
They were talking about the exact thing that you're experiencing with them. Like, they only want to do the thing for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The toy and the game isn't the game. You are.
Yeah.
And it was actually Ryan Holiday from Daily Stoic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who he is.
Nah.
He's got a few books. It's like modern. He basically takes the old Stoic books.
Yeah.
And rewrites them in easy to understand English.
Yeah.
And then gives modern application as well. So he built his name off posting every day a Stoicism quote and interpreting it.
Oh, actually, you know what? I think I might have seen these. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very good. He's been on Rogan and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so it was him, and he was like, once I realized that, I just stopped getting pissed off about it.
Of course.
Because it was like, would take me longer to get the blocks out and put them away than we'd actually spend doing the blocks.
Yeah.
But the kid is just, you unpacking the box is the thing.
Yeah. And you're just being there.
It's just the engagement factor of it. So
yeah, it's true. So like when we went to the park, like Steph's like, I've taken them to the park and they're there for 10 minutes, and then I played with them and we were there for like an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's because, of that.
They want you, not the thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you front load your week, like I didn't have that anxiety on the Wednesday and the Thursday that I wasn't doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get enough done. Like everything got done. So I think that's a pretty powerful way to operate.
Yeah.
If you've got shit to do.
So, we didn't talk about anything specific this week, but we do have our 1K week resource that's available. Yep. Now watch me tie this in. So I think the take homes from today is, and honestly, like I look down the camera, if you don't do standout PT or you don't do your first year mentorship or whatever, it's okay. It's fine. But I would advise you to find someone who has actually scaled their own business. Not someone who did fitness for a bit and is now a mentor.
Yeah.
If you had to close your fitness business
or
to do another
unless
thing,
you sold it for an exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah, which you can only sell it
if it's good.
Based on the same criteria.
Correct.
Which is you're replaceable. inside the business because you've systemized it so well. You've actually figured out a model and a system that you could pass on to somebody else so then they can buy it and run it themselves.
100%.
That's the only way it's sellable. So unless they've done that, go somewhere else.
Yeah, agreed.
I think.
Yeah.
That would be if I was going to go hire someone right now, I actually
that's a safer bet. That's because you're do I say gambling? There's a chance it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
And we've experienced it. We were just having a conversation before how we took a chance on us, another vendor, we'll call them.
Yeah.
And we wasted our money.
Yeah. Well, we actually paid someone who'd done what we want to do, and they wasted our money.
Yeah.
It's not always guaranteed there either.
True. But there's an element of chance.
Yeah.
But it's a safer bet. Like you're eliminating more of the risk with like someone in fitness, so tick.
Yeah.
Scaled their business, tick. Offering mentoring on a system, tick. Like got runs on the board, tick. Like that's kind of how I would kind of run through that, rather than like what was in fitness.
Yeah.
Red flag to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a coaching business anymore. Red flag to me. Is mentoring, sure.
Never duplicated themselves.
Yeah. Tells you that they sold $1 million worth of, revenue, but multiplies it by 52.
Yeah.
The sales that they make, just to make it sound better. Like it's just, you're just lowering the risk, I think, with that criteria.
Yeah. I agree. My most fascinating example of it is the James Smith weekend we went to.
Yep.
It's like, name another guy doing better in online coaching.
Yeah.
He's got 19 coaches under him. He's got 1 million followers on every platform. And the amount of people that weren't there, I was stunned. Yeah. How would you not want to be in the room with this person?
I think it's the ego thing still.
100.
Yeah, we go back 5 years ago, we wouldn't have gone.
Probably.
Yeah. Or maybe 5 years ago, probably started to see the Matrix a little bit, but say 5 years before that, we wouldn't have gone, bro.
Yeah.
I remember there was we
paid Charles Poliquin $400 to tell us that.
Correct.
What was it?
Yeah.
Fucking HMB is
Yeah,
Dynabol.
9 grams of H&B post-workout is the same as 40 milligrams of Dynabol. It's like,
it doesn't work, guys. We tried.
Yeah, just puts you to sleep.
Yeah. So I think if you are looking to invest in help, find someone that's duplicated themselves, that's truly scaled, and that is, if not still, didn't trade one for the other.
Yeah,
it was a conscious choice. That would be a
good idea.
My advice.
Safer bet.
Yeah. So if you're brand new, we're obviously talking at the moment, with the 1K week, we do still take people into your first year mentorship.
Yeah.
The goal of that is our Duplicating Us program. It's literally, you work for STC for a whole year. You get everything that we have, all of our resources. You get dad.
Yeah.
And you get admin done for you. You get us. You get Jess. You get one-on-one coaching. You get access to stand out. You get
all the systems.
Everything we have to offer that we know fucking works. So head to the website. Check that out. Just wrote a new landing page for you, so it makes a little bit more sense too.
Oops. Yeah, sounds good.
And Tam made it look really pretty.
Good job, Tam. Affirmation.
All right.
Core of our business.
We'll go wrap it up because I need to pee.
All right. Thanks for listening to our waffle, guys.
See you guys.
Until next time.